Primetime, featuring Joe C.
And then he couldn't fire his glutes later.
Matt Hayes.
His balls are different in person.
And Leon Searcy.
So they were smelling themselves.
Oh, my gosh.
With no deal.
How you like me now? How you like me now?
Can you smell it? 8 days away. Who's coming in to Duval? Is it going to be on that side of the ball or the other side of the ball? We'll have that to debate a little bit later on. Welcome into that. By the way, we get Charlie Yukon. He is the producer of the NFL Network's coverage of the draft. I made the mistake of playing that last year, JJ, because that's the ESPN.
That's right. Yeah.
And look and see if you can find.
He acted like he didn't hear it.
Exactly. It fell on deaf ears with him, but it's such.
What did they do?
Yeah, go see.
I don't think I've ever watched their coverage. Now that I think about it, I'll find it.
Yeah,
JJ, don't say that.
Yeah,
right
don't
now.
say that either. I toggle back and forth because I do like both panels. I like Eisen. I like Jeremiah. They bring a bunch of other guys in there as well that they will have handling all sorts of different things. Schrager now left them. He's over there with the alphabet soup.
The NFL Network is so much better, but you know what? I find myself watching ESPN because it's what I've always done.
It is.
That's the problem.
It's habitual. It is habitual.
Well, I only listen to 1010XL's draft day coverage,
Thank
which
you.
we will
All right,
be
good job.
wall-to-wall
Well
coverage
done, man.
on
Yeah.
location as well. Like, we're doing like a whole thing this year.
It is awesome.
so
It was very hacker
I'm
stuff, but
excited.
that was still awesome.
Company man.
Yeah, exactly. It's good stuff. Because I did. Ozzy pointed out 1010 Ozzy, it's Trent Osborne, but I call him Ozzy.
Part of that wall-to-wall coverage, by the
Yeah,
way.
because he's talking about they're inserting a lot of video clips into the YouTube channel coverage, and there's going to be social media down at the Lemon Bar, all kinds of stuff going on, because we're talking during the day, people are going to be coming down there to get their party started, which will be fun.
Well, listen, I was drafted by ESPN, so I'm a little partial. All right, but
get.
when I have the opportunity, I do listen. I watch the NFL Network.
Yeah.
You have to.
So
Because you
much
wanna get-
better, right?
Yeah, you got to get both perspectives,
Yeah.
because Mel's going to talk the whole time.
Yes, he
with
is.
ESPN. So at some particular point, I'm watching. I'm like, I'm tired of Mel. Let me get some other perspective and go somewhere else and listen. So I do that.
I also feel like Mike Greenberg is not. Yeah, I'm not feeling it. I'm just not feeling it with him.
I like
man.
him. I think he handles it well. Berman was Berman, okay? So it's hard to top the Boomer. But he does fine with
I don't
it.
even think it's the boomer part of it. I just think Mike Greenberg. I see him as a morning show guy. That's what I see him as. I don't see him as like a. I don't see him as like a hardcore NFL guy.
Yeah.
Let me see. My guy was Mel, Boomer, Theismann,
Yeah.
and your guy Arnold, the lineman that played with the Broncos, the linebacker.
Oh,
Now I'm drawing a blank. Oh, Tom Jackson.
Tom Jackson. Yeah,
Tom
those
Jackson.
were the four guys.
Yeah, so you are going back.
That's old school.
that struck me there. I like it was at a loss.
Yes.
He's been gone that long.
That long, bro.
Wow.
Yeah.
So by the way, so JJ and I have decided, just in case, just FYI, that we're like now 8 days away.
Yeah.
This entire smash, the whole thing, is being run by a 26-year-old Tony Baselli.
Mm-hmm.
Think about that.
A 26-year-old Anthony.
He looks like
I
a
don't
26.
think he's 26.
He looks like a 26-year-old.
No, he is. He's
But he's
Harry
very
Potter.
young.
The entire smash is being run by him and Tony Baselli.
Yeah, he's Harry Potter to me.
Yeah, Cohen's like just based off,
Does that make anybody uneasy out there? That's all I'm saying.
the luncheon and everything else. It doesn't seem like he's very in there when it comes to the draft whatsoever.
It doesn't. You're pumped about it. You're pumped about
Well,
the
yeah,
whole
but
thing.
it's so funny. I listened again last night, and Baloo, I thought, did a great job of bringing to light a few key sound bites that Harry Potter brought up.
All right.
And a.k.a. James Gladstone, and also what Liam Cohen brought up. And both of them said things that you, of all people, Matt, should be embracing and endorsing, because these guys have flat put on tape the obvious that everyone else has been talking about, but no one in that building ever wanted to acknowledge or admit.
You see, that's interesting.
This team sucked at the line of scrimmage.
That's
and they
interesting.
got to be better.
That's interesting to me, Matt Hayes, because you always say shield head, and we've gone down the shield head rapport for the last
I know that comment was very shield-headish, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, it was. Yeah. That's what I understand about you.
It was ageist.
It was.
Wait, that just hit me. If he's Harry Potter, then Liam Cohen is like Ronald.
I
Right?
I don't know if I'm keeping him in the same.
Red hair,
No.
I don't know the character.
Same thing.
Confusing me. I've never seen Harry Potter.
Me neither. But I know that's his buddy.
Thank you, JJ.
I'm going to go with another. I'm working on that one.
Is Baselli Hermione?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Listen,
Maybe.
I loved Jaime, okay? He was the best. But I'm workshopping it all. But the thing I like about Big Bo being in the building, and we asked this question to Leon yesterday, look, he may not be breaking down tape and doing evals and analytics and all that kind of stuff, but and again, I'm trying to pat Matt on the back with some of these phrases that he uses over and over. Just draft good football players. Okay.
I feel like Bo's that guy.
And Bo is 100% that guy. And he was a good football player. When Leon Searcy walked in the building, he knew they got a good football player. When Freddie was drafted, and both of those guys watched him as a rook, they said, oh, my, we got something here. And so those types of players, at the very least, Tony has seen good, great, and really but bad here in the city of Jacksonville.
Yeah, I mean, reason why, listen, when the Jaguars were struggling the way they were struggling, us collectively as alumni being there watching, it was like, man, we got to get somebody in the building, anybody in the building that could just teach them the culture of what in which we built while we were here. And now we got Baselli, and I'm listening. Baselli's not going to be in the locker room threatening guys and doing all that kind of stuff like that. But he has,
as far as we know,
but he does have an understanding of how you build culture. And because, Tom was about how you build culture through the draft, through the free agency. And winning is culture, okay?
Yeah.
Winning is culture. When you talk about building culture, when you win games, you build culture.
And you follow that model because that model was successful.
Yes, absolutely.
I kind of feel like if Bo was there last year, they're not spending the 48th pick in the draft on a guy who spent 1.5 seasons in college and blew out his knee.
Yeah.
I just kind of feel like they wouldn't do that.
Yeah, if they got Mason Smith in the 3rd round and Jarian Jones in the 4th round, meaning each of those guys were drafted a round later, everyone would have felt a hell of a lot better about it, and they might have gotten a better player in that 48.
Well, listen, I got a funny story. When they were at the rookie luncheon, I was sitting at the table with Trent Baalke, and he was across from Mason Smith, and it was like it was a surprise child that he picked.
Yeah.
They were sitting at the table, he was just loving up on him.
Yeah.
And I was just sitting
Really?
there. Oh, I was an observer of it all.
Yeah.
They were sitting across from each other.
And
Did you look at him and say, that guy's going to get
I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything. I just sat there and ate.
For my money, Mason Smith still has a chance to turn into a decent player. He's a year further removed from a significant injury. He is a big human being, a specimen physically that you'd like to see kind of match what Eric Armstead did career-wise because he's the same body type. But he has to turn into something this year to prove that at the very least they got a decent pick, maybe not a great one.
Yeah, I'm not a proponent of casting away players after just 1 year.
No.
But I mean, I am concerned a little bit that your 2nd round pick was a healthy scratch throughout the season and wasn't injured.
Wasn't in shape.
Yeah, multiple times.
Multiple times. I mean, because when coaching staffs don't play 2nd round picks in their health, there's something he's not doing.
I also think that was a power struggle between Doug Peterson and Baalke.
Yeah.
Like Peterson didn't want him to be that pick. Baalke did.
Yeah.
And then it was just, okay, I'm not playing him.
Yeah.
He's not in shape. I'm not playing him.
Yeah, if it did devolve to that level of a soap opera, that's bad. That really.
Well, I mean, they were 4-13. My guess is it did devolve to that.
Yeah, I'm just saying that's pretty bad. It really is. And so, all right, so we're looking at it, and like I said, a couple of things that both Liam and Gladstone have been consistent in saying is that, and I'll pull up one of the key sound bites, and we'll play it in just a little bit, but you can talk a lot about whether or not you can go and run your offense to success and move the chains and put points on the board, get in the end zone. You can talk all day long about it, but do you do it? The results are what the scoreboard reads. All the other stats, honestly, don't matter that much. It's, did you score more than the other guy? Did you get an L or a dub? And this team got way too many L's and not nearly enough dubs. And so they've got to get to that point where they can create an atmosphere and success in game at the line of scrimmage for them to have anything else go right.
Mm-hmm.
You know that as well as I do.
Yeah, I mean, bro, the 4th quarter matters.
Mm-hmm.
And how many times have we seen this team self-destruct in the 4th quarter? Penalties, I mean, you got illegal procedures, you got holdings, you got pass interference, roughing the passer, all that kind of stuff. And then you're being out-executed in the fourth quarter by teams. And then you seem to wilt, in the fourth quarter. I mean, so all those are factors, and I keep saying it. I mean, a very weak-minded and non-physical team that are getting beat up in the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, I mean, whatever you need to do to change that kind of culture, because, I mean, if you're losing, I don't know how many one-possessional games they lost, but I guarantee you a lot of them had to be done. It was lost in the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's everything.
Yeah, when you're 3-10 in one-score games, there's really not a lot else to say. You either started slow and tried to finish strong and wasn't able to get it done, or you finished with a whimper because you couldn't get the job done in that last quarter of a football game. All right, so definitely going to be talking a bunch of draft today. As we said, we're 8 days out. You guys are probably trying to look at your draft board if you're one of the draftniks. We love hearing from you guys. You guys are always trying to drop some knowledge on us and kind of give us an idea of what you're thinking. You can do it today. You can send us your mocks. We will start really focusing in on what they can do with all the picks that they've got, and we can look at it a couple different ways, whether they trade out of a spot, whether they get back into the first round, all sorts of different scenarios. So it'll be fun over the coming days, that's for sure. But if you got a mock, throw it to us, 641-1010. You can do it on the text line, designed by Lifetime Enclosures. You can jump in the YouTube chat and offer up some discussion there. All right, so just a couple of other things that we will get into today besides the draft. And you got to bring this up, Leon. The idea that a couple of guys, two of the most sought-after players in this draft. Cam Ward's going number 1 overall. We don't know exactly where Shedeur Sanders is, but he is a coveted player. I think we all can agree on that.
He is, yes.
We just don't know exactly where. Are they now being recognized and revered in the?
They are. All three of them. Yeah, both of them are. Yeah,
in the
absolutely.
history books of what they did in their college days?
It seems a little bit manufactured history that's taking place right now. I was on X. And I just scrolling through X, and I ran across a teammate of mine, Chad Brown. Mm-hmm. Chad Brown, first-team All-American, won a national championship at Colorado.
Yeah,
it was concerning to him that Colorado is retiring Travis Hunter and Shedeur Sanders' jersey on Saturday, and he referenced the fact that you've got a broad history of Colorado football,
right,
where you've excluded a lot of other players who came before these guys that you're retiring their jerseys. So, some fans were accusing him of staying in his era. Some guys were like, they should be rewarded. So I was kind of on the side of Chad Brown with the fact that, his past is being excluded for winning a national championship and not taking anything from Shedeur.
Right.
13 and 12, you deserve to have your jerseys retired.
That's his record.
What's the take?
At Colorado.
Yeah, what's the...
It's comical what they're doing.
Yeah.
And it's not them, it's Dion. This is all
Dion. This is the funny part of
and
Dion.
This is so, look, it took Rashaan Salam 23 years to get his jersey retired at Colorado. He won the Heisman in 94. Didn't get it retired until 2017.
Holy cow.
Travis Hunter wins the Heisman, gets it retired 5 months later.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Shedeur goes 13 and 12. Had a nice senior season. Nothing crazy, nothing record shattering or where you're like, whoa, look at that. Just a nice season.
Yeah.
And he's getting his jersey retired. This is what, and I'm a big fan of Dion. I really am. But this is the stuff you have to take with Dion.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a lot of stuff you got to take with it, and you got to take this stuff too.
And this is the salesman.
He's going to, yes, and he's going to play favorites with his kid.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it.
Little nepotism.
Well, I mean, it's ridiculous what he's doing.
It is ridiculous.
It's embarrassing, and the president of the university should say something, but they won't.
Yeah.
They won't because they don't have any guts.
So you don't think if his name was like Shedeur Brown, that
if
he
his name
also
was Joe
wouldn't have tried
Cowart
to get it retired?
If his name was Joe Cowart, they'd already be saying 5 months post, well, they were only 13 and 12 with him. Let's see what we got with this guy.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what they'd be saying.
Get out of town is what they're saying. Good riddance if it was anybody else. All right, so you guys chime in on that. Just be thinking about that a little bit. We come back. Let's set up the next important game in the Searcy Sweet 16. You are pitting who against who?
They're on the field right now, are they not? They're warming up.
They're warming up right now, absolutely. Oh, right, and the location is Atlanta.
Nice.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. So it's 04 USC versus 2024 Ohio State.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're going to go
Reggie
through.
Bush is eligible for this game, correct?
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah.
Just double check.
Yeah.
If USC
Afterward,
wins,
I
does
can't
it get vacated?
I can't promise you that.
He just
Couldn't
left.
get vacated. That's the question.
They let them on the field, but I can't promise you what's going to happen off the field.
He just left his Beverly Hills palace to come to the game. Okay, got on that wheels up jet from Beverly Hills to the ATL. All right, so let's set that one up. Coming up here in just a second, and you guys are more than welcome to chime in on that one. 2024 Ohio State against 2004 USC. Golf Club of Southampton bringing you today's show. We got the 9 after 5 later on today with a skins game, which is certainly one extra reason for you to come out. You got a 9-hole game. You got prizes afterwards, the skins game, some good grub, all sorts of things happening at the Golf Club of Southampton. Make sure you call 287-PLAY and get on the tee sheet tonight.
Center, Brad Meester. Big shout out to everybody in Duval. I'm Brad Meester on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
I'm Chris Campione. Auto accidents can leave you feeling lost and overwhelmed. But at Campione Law, we're here to guide you with a personal touch through every step of the process. We don't get paid unless you get paid. CampioneLaw.com.
Count on Campion Law.
This is Mike Lynch, PGA Golf Professional. Take it from me, if you're dealing with an orthopedic issue, talk to the doctors at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, where you're treated like a pro.
This is Dr. Kevin Murphy with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, where athletes are treated like pros. Thanks to all of you who have allowed us to be part of your recovery. Call us at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists if you ever have a need.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Jacksonville, ready to spice up your happy hour? Take advantage of the happy hour specials going on right now at One Night Taco Stand. Every day from 2 until 6, enjoy 50% off appetizers like queso and guac, empanadas and taquitos, 2-for-1 margaritas, and 2-for-1 daiquiris at One Night Taco Stand, Mandarin, Orange Park, and Southside at Bay Meadows.
So, you finally have some time to yourself. Even if it is just the car ride home, it's you time. And look at you. Do not disturb set before you even got in the car? Impressive. You've earned this moment to just chill and drive. This break is brought to you by Target Zero and the Florida Department of Transportation.
We're certainly facing interesting economic times. For me, it's comforting to know my money's in good hands with ITP Partners. Jacksonville guys taking care of my Jacksonville money. Experience? Yeah, that's Chris Bryan, Jeff Hartman, Reagan Wright, Dan Abel, Scott Regner, Janice Cobb, and Reed Wingate. They have the expertise and knowledge to take care of your money. For more info, go to itppartners.com. ITP Partners, they're my financial partners for life.
Non-compensated client testimonial may not be representative of all client experiences. No guarantee of future performance or success.
Get more Gators on the Gator Bites podcast presented by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists with new episodes every Friday. Subscribe and listen by searching for 1010XL's Gator Bites podcast wherever you find podcasts and at 1010XL.com.
It's tune-up time, and Florida Home AC, the official AC partner of the Jaguars, wants to partner with you for a cool summer season. Tune up your AC unit right now so it's running at peak performance when you need it most. Just call 777-4300 and order a tune-up for just $59. Keep your unit humming at optimal level. Log on to FloridaHomeAC.com and take advantage of their savings. Keep cool with Florida Home AC. That's 777-4300.
Attention golfers, Hidden Hills Golf Club is an attractive destination for golfers all over the Southeast. You too will enjoy our classic Arnold Palmer design that will test your game and keep you coming back. Book a tee time at hiddenhillsgc.com.
Are you ready for some exciting football action? Your Jacksonville Sharks take on the Massachusetts Pirates Saturday, April 19th. Get family 4-packs, 4 tickets, 4 $10 vouchers, and a $20 Al's Pizza gift card, all for only $100. Sharks. Don't miss the unforgettable Frisbee Dogs and keep an eye out for the Easter Bunny. A fun night for the kids. Get tickets at jacksharks.com or call 904-621-0700. 904-621-0700.
Prosser here. The Jacksonville Sharks are 3-0 and ready to make it 4-0 this weekend as your Jacksonville Sharks take on the Massachusetts Pirates this Saturday. Get our family 4-packs, 4 tickets, 4 $10 vouchers, and a $20 Al's Pizza gift card, all for just $100. Don't miss the unforgettable Frisbee Dogs and keep an eye out for the Easter Bunny. For tickets, go to jacksharks.com or call 904-621-0700. That's 904-621-0700. And go Sharks!
Go Sharks! Hey everybody, it's Mike Dempsey, and I only like to recommend the best, which is why I'm proud to say that I chose Pella Windows and Doors for my own home. And now's a great time to upgrade your home with 0% financing for 60 months. That's 5 years of interest-free payments on the best windows and doors in the business. Don't wait. Schedule a free consultation at PellaJacks.com or visit their showroom on Phillips Highway just north of Bay Meadows. For quality you can trust and savings you can't miss, that's Pella Windows and Doors.
New and pre-owned firearms are always in stock at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach. Want a new sidearm or rifle? Brands like Kimbar, Smith & Wesson, Sig Sauer, and Beretta. No lines, no hassle. Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach.
E.T. here, and it's time for the Taste of Golf at TPC Sawgrass, April 23rd. Join me for fine cuisine from chefs from the top golf clubs in our area. Craft cocktails, games, and unique auction items will be present. This is one of the most impactful charitable events in our area. Come network with a sophisticated audience who's passionate about golf and its values, while impacting the youth in our community. All proceeds benefit First Tee, North Florida. For tickets, go to tasteofgolf.com. Come on, somebody.
You've got a lot on your plate. The last thing you need is car trouble. At Maxie's Mechanics, we help you keep your cars, trucks, and SUVs running safely. Visit MaxieAutoRepair.com today for honest service, reliable repairs, and peace of mind for you and your family.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Taking to Judkins again, and there is Smith roaming free, breaks a tackle. Ohio State strikes quickly from 45 yards. See if they take a shot here. Howard looking to launch right down the middle. Smith is wide open, too easy.
Leonard rolls, throws deep, got him in, touchdown. What a great catch. Dominic Byrd flies high and pulls it in. Second down. Short 9, Leonard has time, lofts it to Smith. He caught it, touchdown! What a catch!
This is XL Primetime, brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
Oh, two of the big behemoths in this Searcy Sweet 16 2024 Ohio State as they throttled Oregon in their rematch of that game. And then you go back to what 2004 USC was. Oh, my
Steve
gosh.
Smith, Jarrett.
Oh, they had
Reggie
everything.
Bush, Lendale White, Leinart. They were.
You want to talk about thunder and lightning in the backfield, Reggie and Lendale. And so that is it. Okay, those are just a few highlights of those two powerhouse squads. And in the Searcy Sweet 16, we have pitted them against one another to see who's going to move on. It's being played in Atlanta.
Yeah.
And so I don't know who the edge goes to, but I know one thing. Buckeye fan showed up to this one. Oh, my
What's
God.
the line, Leon? Because, quite frankly, we haven't had a blowout yet. They've all been close.
They've all been close. Out of respect, when you're a champion, you go down like a champion. I can't have any blowouts.
All right. What's the line?
The early line is SC by 4.5.
Mm-hmm. I like that line.
Makes sense.
It's a good line.
Look, Ohio State caught fire towards the end.
They did.
And so they were good. Jeremiah Smith, my gosh, man.
Heard of him.
But USC, oh, yeah, that's even a little low as far as I'm concerned.
Mm-hmm. You think so?
I jumped on it.
Oh, you took the points?
Yeah.
I would have, too. Yeah, I
You take the points on that?
Yeah, I would have laid those
Joe
points
would bet a fake game.
Of course he would. Of course he would.
All right, what do we got? Set it up for us.
Set us up. All right, here we go. We're at the Georgia Dome. By the way, Ohio State won the coin toss. About to kick it. USC's about to kick off. But let's talk about Ohio State. It finished 14-2 that season, national champion. They play at Ohio Stadium. And the head coach is Ryan Day, the offensive coordinator, Chip Kelly. They run the spread offense, 4-2-5 defense. Their team is led by quarterback Will Howard, wide receiver Jeremiah Smith, and DB Caleb Downs. Here's their pathway to the championship. They started the season preseason number 2 in the country. Their first 5 games, they blew out their opponents 230-28. Now, the teams they played the first 5 is pretty special. Akron, Western Michigan, Marshall. But that's
no good. No good.
Okay. So after those games, they played number 3 Oregon. Number 3 Oregon, they lost a nail biter, 32-31, and they beat a number 3 Penn State, 20-13. They beat a number 5 Indiana, 38-15. Wasn't that close? But they won. And then they lost to this is the game, the turning point of this whole season in the bracket when they lost to Michigan. At the house, they lost to Michigan in Ohio State, 10-13. I thought it was a wrap. Matt's the only one. I gotta give Matt credit. Matt said this might be what they needed going into the bracket because he had them favored.
I wish I would have been on that one.
He had them favored to win it all, and they did. In the tournament, they played number 7 Tennessee, 142-17. They beat number 1 Oregon, 41-21. They beat number 3 Texas 28-14 in the national championship game against Notre Dame. They won 34-23.
I feel like that was a cover in every game, right? Sounds right.
Probably did.
In the playoff, yeah, definitely.
In the playoffs, definitely.
Cover in every?
Yeah.
Because I know they were double-digit faves in 1 or 2 of those games, which is still shocking when you think of the college football playoff.
Yeah, but listen, when they lost to Michigan, I watched that game. I mean, of course, they made adjustments because they were trying to run the ball, whatever reason. They were trying to run against Michigan and stuff, throwing it. But obviously that changed. Losing that game changed the way they approached it going into the playoffs.
Yeah.
And then, because, I mean.
I don't think they were double digit at all in any of the games. They certainly weren't. They certainly weren't against Tennessee. I think that was like an 8.5 or 8.
8.5?
And then.
It does sound like they covered in every game.
And then Oregon, they definitely weren't. And then Texas, they definitely weren't. And I don't think they were in Notre Dame either. I think they were all.
The
7-point spread in the Tennessee game.
Yeah, they were only a 3-point favorite against Oregon, maybe even 2.5. I've got my XLP picks. I'll go back and take a look at that bad boy.
Yeah, they were 6 against Texas.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's a cover.
That's a cover, yeah. All game, yeah.
All right.
All right, now on the flip side, we've got 2004 USC Trojans. Finished the season 11-0. First, went wire to wire. Preseason number 1, finished number 1 national champion. They play at Los Angeles Memorial Stadium. Head coach Pete Carroll, offensive coordinator Norm Chow. They run a post-style offense, 4-3 defense.
Oh, Norm Chow.
Brilliant offensive mind.
Pete Carroll, by the way. DC
Pete Carroll. Okay. All right. They're led by 2 outstanding players, Heisman Trophy winner Matt Liner and the electrifying running back, Reggie Bush.
Yeah.
The season doesn't come without controversy. All right. Go ahead and put that on the table, all right? Okay. In 2010, they were found guilty of violating NCAA rules, and they had to abandon 2 games.
Cheaters.
They had to give up the 1 game against UCLA, and they had to give up the national championship game against Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. They smoked them. They beat the crap out of them.
But their pathway to the championship started with Virginia Tech. They won 24-13. Let me ask you this question. Now, the game against Stanford, was that the Bush push?
That was the year after.
No. The year after.
That was against
the Bush push was Notre Dame.
That was Notre Dame.
Was the Bush push. Okay.
They killed Notre Dame in 2004.
Yeah, okay.
I had to look it up.
But there was a close game against Stanford. They won 31-28.
Somewhere back then, a young Nick Sirianni, sucking on a Tootsie Pop, watching that Bush push, and turned it.
That's where he got it.
And turned it into the Hurt spurt. He did. He did.
Awesome.
That's how it all started.
I can believe it.
Yeah.
Okay, so they beat a number 7 Cal 23-17, number 18 Arizona State 45-7. They beat a Washington team 38-0. They beat a Notre Dame team 41-10. In the 2 games they were vacated, they beat UCLA 29-24, and they beat the number 2 Oklahoma 55-19. Matt Liner did that season when he won the Heisman. He completed 65% of his passes, over 3,300 yards passing, 33 touchdowns, only 6 picks.
Yeah.
Reggie Bush rushed for 908 yards, 6 yards per carry, had 6 touchdowns, and he received 43 receptions for over 500 yards. So he had 13 touchdowns passing, receiving, and rushing during that season.
All right, that's good stuff, man. So we got 2004 with all that. I feel like it's all that chalk on that side that they're the favorite because of everything they could do offensively. You look at the defense, Ohio State, pretty dang good defensively.
USC's defense was really good then, too.
And if anyone who's got Jeremiah Smith on their football team has got a chance to win anything, any game they play, especially the way Smith flashed in the postseason, that's for sure. Is anyone surprised that Jeremiah Smith is like today is the first day of the transfer portal? We haven't heard anything about him, have we?
He's not going anywhere, bro.
Right, he's fine.
Matt was telling him to do the Nico thing the entire
I was telling him what I said.
Trying to be the first.
Smart.
You're trying to make him the first.
If he were smart, I said he would go in there and just see what you got.
Test
See what
the
you can
water.
get.
Yeah, test the waters. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
It's unreal, but he could stay in school while he, quote, tests the waters, which is just amazing to me.
So that USC defense had Sean Cody. Remember him, the D tackle? Lawrence Jackson, another just elite D tackle. Manny Wright, the kid that Nick Saban made cry with the Dolphins. Keith Rivers, the middle linebacker from the state of Florida in Lake Mary area. Lofa Tatupu, another great linebacker. Darnell Bing, Eric Wright. They had guys all over that defense that played in the NFL.
They were really good. And like we said, Pete Carroll, if he's coaching up that side of the ball, it's going to be good. That's for sure. All right, 641-1010. You guys can hit the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. Let's at least just stay on college football for one hot second since we are talking about that. I can't tell you how many tweets I have seen on X that started with, X player, whoever it is, has entered the transfer portal. And it started last night, and it is on and on and on with the guys that are entering the transfer portal. And there's some decent names. We'll find out which of these guys are going to land in the spots that they hope for or whether another team will come calling. But they are all over the map. Penn State, well, we'll just kind of look at a handful of those guys that could be big names. They even have the transfer portal rankings right now. And I'm looking at the recruiting rankings too. And it's worth noting some teams that you expect to be at or near the top of the recruiting rankings around this time going into next year or later this year and then early next. When they solidify that class, they're way down. Georgia's down a little bit. Alabama's down a little bit. So we can get into that as well. But a little draft talk coming up. Here comes the judge as we make these guys make a claim on one side of the ball or the other. So let's do your Jaguars and some draft talk coming up here in just a second. Golf Club of Southampton Wednesday. You can call 287-PLAY. We're talking about beautiful weather, a great night. You can come on out, 9-hole game. Food afterwards, prizes, and you got a chance to get in the skins game, collect a little extra cash. And the way they make it is that the good golfers are going to come out, they're going to play, and they're going to try and win some skins. But then also the others, it'll just be a random drawing for a little piece of that pie. So make sure you call 287-PLAY. Come on out, enjoy a night at the Golf Club of Southampton.
This is 1010XL.
The place is amazing. They got the whole nine. It's ranked as the greatest place to work at in America.
Where every day is a dream come true.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm dedicated to helping businesses manage risk, maximize opportunities, and move their company forward. Jimerson Burr attorneys are business-oriented lawyers, equally comfortable as community leaders, private transaction counselors, or courtroom advocates. If you have a legal issue of any kind affecting your business, contact the firm at 389-0050 or jimersonfirm.com.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. There was a time when if you handed me a bread basket at a restaurant, you better watch your fingers. Pizza, pasta, bread, carbs were absolutely my weakness. I'd be lying if I said they didn't have me hooked. Then Awaken 180 came into my life. I've been down every diet road there is, but this is different, everyone. It's not just another diet. It's a total reset of how you see food. You know that carb craving we've all accepted as normal? It's gone now. Don't get me wrong. I still enjoy the good stuff, but here's the difference. I no longer feel like I need them. So when the server puts down that bread basket on the table, I just smile, sit back, and say, I'm good. That feeling of control is all thanks to Awaken 180. I lost 4 pounds in 9 weeks on Awaken 180. Hacker lost more than 110. Baloo's on his way, and you can lose whatever you want. Awaken 180 weight loss will get you there quickly and safely. A clear path to success without disappointment. Awaken 180 has changed my life, and it will change yours too. Give them a call at 844-346-1800 or go online at awaken180weightloss.com.
healthy start in 2025. The Florida Department of Health in Duval County is here to encourage you to get healthy and stay healthy this year. They have a dedicated team who are committed to providing quality care. The goal is to protect, promote, and improve the health of you and your family. Visit duval.floridahealth.gov to learn more about their health programs and services. That's duval.floridahealth.gov.
Is your backyard ready for the big leagues? Pick it here for Surfside Pools. Serving Northeast Florida since 1977, they have the home field advantage. Family owned and operated, offering weekly pool service, equipment repairs, commercial maintenance, remodels, and new pool construction. Let Surfside Pools make your backyard dreams a reality. Are you ready to float happy? Visit surfsidepools.net or call 904-246-2666. Surfside Pools and Spas, your hometown MVP.
License number CPC 044080.
Enhance your home with Renewal by Anderson's superior craftsmanship and timeless design. Right now, get $300 off all windows or $825 off patio doors. Plus, zero down, no payments, and no interest for 18 months, but this offer expires April 30th. Renewal by Anderson, proud partner of the Florida Gators. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation.
License number CGC 1527613.
A lot goes into taking care of your property. You need equipment with more reliability and versatility built in, like Kubota BX and L Series compact tractors to get the job done right, Z Series mowers that deliver a quality cut, and Sidekick utility vehicles where durability meets speed. Visit Coastal Equipment for a demo today.
Greater power for the great outdoors. Coastal Equipment.
Coastal Equipment on New Kings Road and in McClenny.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On April 16, 1940, Bob Feller of the Cleveland Indians pitched the first and only opening day no-hitter in MLB history against the Chicago White Sox.
Hey gang, Prosser here, and it's always great when you can replace a problem with a promise. And let me get right down to it. When it comes to Chad and Sandy and selling your home, here's a promise that you can count on. Chad and Sandy guarantee your home sold at an agreed-upon price and deadline, or they will buy it. Now, more. Spring selling season is here. Rates are down. Activity's up. Now's the best time in years to sell your home. Some homes are sitting on the market, though, and hiring an expert who can maximize your equity and minimize hassle is the key. Those expert agents, and I'm recommending them to sell your home, Chad and Sandy Newman. There have been lots of you out there on the First Coast who are taking advantage. Take David and Heather in Fox Ridge. This is out in Orange Park. We wanted to move to Keystone Heights to get closer to family, away from the city. We heard Chad and Sandy on the radio and called. What you hear is true. We got multiple offers and sold in 3 days for $15,000 above asking price. Call the local experts I trust and recommend to sell my home and yours. Call Chad and Sandy, 414-6200, ChadAndSandy.com.
Direct from Broadway, MJ, the Tony Award-winning musical, is starting something all across America. Get tickets now to what the Washington Post calls a runaway hit. MJ the Musical, playing Jacksonville Center for the Performing Arts, April 22nd through 27th. Tickets at fscjartistseries.org.
Welcome back, everybody. Okay, I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 10. Charles.
6.
Oh, so close. Betty for the steal.
What about the bank that helps you reach your financial goals? Synovus.
Let's see, judges. Yes, looks like we have a winner.
That's a number?
Sorry, Charlie. Remember, a solid financial future doesn't happen by chance. Talk with Synovus about your potential today.
Brought to you by Synovus Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. The number was 4.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
We'll see how much this has impacted the momentum of the ball game. This is Reggie Bush. And Bush is gone. Forget it. No flags. Touchdown. 81 yards.
This is XL Primetime. Brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool. On 1010XL.
More than likely, we saw one of those in the first quarter.
I was just going to say, did you get him to come back to life to do this game?
Of course.
Yes.
All things are possible in the Searcy Sweet 16.
He's got his
Another
wings,
mythical
bro. He's
matchup.
in the booth. He's got his wings.
Nice.
Absolutely.
And look, with AI out there, don't even test him on it because it's likely that Keith Jackson.
Well, I got to enter the first quarter update.
All right.
USC 14, Ohio State 7.
Okay. All right. So that's 21 points in the first quarter. I like that. I think the over-under was installed at 20, so that's pretty good. That means we are in for a treat. And Reggie Bush was as dynamic at the time, and you can throw him up with the other greats that we saw, the Barry Sanders, the OJs, you can go down the line with other ones. McCaffrey was so do-everything guy at Stanford, but Reggie was even before him. But anyway, he was just one of the great Marvel when you watch him type of guys. Bo Jackson was that guy. Emmett certainly.
Marshall Faulk.
Yeah.
Box office.
Yeah.
Must-see
Really?
TV. Yes, absolutely.
Peter Ward.
Peter Ward. Those type of guys. Dynamic.
But I just mean strictly from the running back position, just how good he was. Warren did everything too.
Yeah.
But golly.
His ability to run fast, stop, and then accelerate again was crazy to me.
Yeah. And he, like Maurice Clarett, thought he could walk into the NFL the next year and after 1 year and be NFL ready.
He probably could have.
Yeah, he probably could have, but Reggie really could have. Yeah. At that time.
There were a lot of USC players in those from like 2003 to like 2006 that could have walked day one.
Yeah, you kind of went down the roster a second ago because we
I mean, Mike Johnson wanted to. Remember that? The receiver?
Yeah. Another one.
Yeah.
Was that who? Okay, yeah.
Like 6'4", 220, fast.
Yeah.
Didn't do anything in the NFL eventually, but would have been picked in the first round.
Big guy. Is that who you're thinking of?
Mike Williams, yeah.
Now, as far as recruiting goes, USC, I mean, where was his hub for recruiting? It was LA,
Southern
wasn't it?
Cal, yeah.
Okay, I thought.
And the other cool thing about it at the time is that became LA's professional football team. I might have named another team before. Actually, I did name them. I named Southern Cal, the NIL before the NIL, because they hauled in some perks in sunny Southern California because there were no Raiders or Rams.
Right.
And that was their professional football team. They lifted the football fans of Southern California back up because they were the team to go watch, to be seen and be seen.
That was Saturday night in the fall in LA is what it was. I mean, they'd get, 90,000 in that place.
Yeah, so you could easily say at the time it was Lakers, Dodgers, Trojans. That's how good they were.
I mean, I think you might even say it was Lakers, Trojans, Dodgers.
Yeah,
actually.
maybe. But the Dodgers are still – they're – actually, you might have to go another – because the Dodgers are still king when it comes to everything out there. But a good game, 14-7 as you have it sitting right now. Okay. And
going into the second.
All right. So let's get to the draft. And this is a couple of thoughts that are floating around out there right now. You guys hit the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. It's 641-1010 or jump in the YouTube chat. Jaguars.com, they keep track of a lot of different mocks that are out there. And they have 14 of 24 analysts in the tracker that has Mason Graham to the Jaguars at 5th overall. That's not a shock. You can look at Mel Kiper and Field Yates. They did their basically back and forth mock that they did. They put Mason Graham in the Jaguars' lap at 5. Ryan Wilson, who's a guy that I love listening to, that jumped in on the subject as well. And he says there's just, you really find yourself going, everyone's trying to figure out a way Jacksonville shouldn't be thinking Mason Graham. But you always come back to the idea, you got to improve the line of scrimmage, and he is the best player at a very, very needy position.
Well, I mean, you want a disruptor. You want somebody that can not only disrupt the flow of the offense. I mean, as far as the run game, and the pass game. I mean, he's a leverage guy, former wrestler. Every time you see him, he's in the backfield, stopping the run and getting after the quarterback. My only concern with him is the lack of productivity as far as sacks go. That's it. And that's the only concern. I mean, because he has 7 in 3 years, something like that, 7.5, 3 years, or something like that. It just means, he's getting penetration.
Yeah.
He's not getting home.
But I believe if you get in there and wreak havoc, if you're the bowling ball or whatever that's coming in there and knocking down pins, other guys are going to get to the quarterback.
Well, not only that, if you're the guy that can stop 3rd and 1, which this team hasn't had in I don't know how long. If you can stop 3rd and 1, you're in good shape, and they need a big, wide body in the middle, athletic wide body, which is what he is, that can stop 3rd and 1. Yeah, I mean, you see what Jalen Carter has done for the Eagles.
Yeah, but he's not Jalen Carter.
He's not Jalen Carter. He's not. They're different. Jalen Carter's like, what, 6'5"? They're different.
Yeah.
But my point is, if you have a guy that's disruptive in the middle like that, it changes the way you can play defense.
But, okay, I agree with you on that. But if you're going to take a guy at 5, he can't just be a run stopper. I mean, he's got to be an effective quarterback in some capacity. I mean, you look. I look at the guys like Ndamukong Suh or Aaron Donald or Warren Sapp. I mean, they went
Those
high.
are like 3 Hall of Famers.
I'm just saying they went high. They went high. They went high because they can not only affect the run, but they can also get at the quarterback at the three technique.
Like one of our War Eagles brought up Nick Fairley when we were talking about the Cam-led 2010 team, and he was good. And as a result of that team and them winning, he was drafted high. He may not have been as good as his draft position. He's still a good player, but wasn't as good. And Ndamukong Suh, as that season unfolded, they said, "Oh my God, man, this guy's doing more at the interior tackle position than we've seen in a long time."
He had 22 sacks in 3 seasons. At defensive tackle.
Could have won the Heisman easily.
Yeah. And Aaron Donald had 26.
Yeah. Did you see the Instagram? I believe it was Instagram with Aaron Donald.
Flexing.
Holy cow!
You're just showing off now, bro.
But he's more Schwarzenegger than he is.
I know he's got more time to work out now.
It's unreal what he's now. You said once before when you left the game, you really started kind of weight training, body build. No, I don't know if you'd say bodybuilding.
Shaping. is what
He
you were
might have
trying to
been.
do, right?
Yeah, you might have been.
Really like you were trying to lose, but shape, right? Like not.
I was just trying to take my shirt off in the pool. How about that?
But Aaron Donald, my gosh, man, he could go into a bodybuilding contest right now. He is one bad looking son of a gun, that's for sure. All right, so here's a couple of others. All right, so Mason Graham is the number one. Okay, he's the prohibitive favorite to be the 5th pick overall when the draft takes place Thursday night. 3 others in the polling from the Jaguar site. Ashton Jeanty is one of the next players that is a popular selection. Rob Rang from Fox Sports says, I see Rob Gronkowski-like potential with Warren as he picks Tyler Warren going 5th overall. So anyway, you got Tyler Warren, you got Ashton Jeanty, you got some skill position players that are being penciled in at that 5th pick overall. I can't go there. I can't go along with that. Not right now. Not with the needs of this football team. Would you be okay? I know you're okay with Ashton Jeanty maybe coming here.
No, I still want a big body. I do. I want a big body. But I mean, if they chose Ted McMillan or Ashton Jeanty, it's like we argued this like 2 weeks ago. Of those first 4 picks, 3 of them have to be big people. Offensive line, defensive line.
Yeah.
If you're going to throw one in there somewhere,
I'd say 2 of 4 have to be.
Well, that's where we differ. I say
exactly.
3. That's fine. But my point
your philosophy's different.
I guess my point is if they take Jeanty at 5, part of me would be like, all right, you got to protect your quarterback.
Yeah.
But the other part of me is like, all right, well, now you got a legit threat every time he touches the ball in the backfield.
Yeah.
A legit guy that can take it to the house every single time, which clearly is where the NFL is now moving toward after what Saquon Barkley and the Eagles did last year.
But I keep pointing this out, and this should not be lost on any Jaguar fan out there or NFL fan out there. Saquon did what he did because of the line that he had.
Sure.
And the receivers and Jalen Hurts. There was so many good pieces. And Saquon obviously was the exclamation point to that bunch up there. But if not for the Dickersons and the Jurgens and the Johnsons,
I would be shocked if they took Jeanty. I absolutely would be. And I really wouldn't be shocked if they took McMillan because, I mean, in their head, they're probably thinking, all right, we're going to put pieces around him in this draft.
Yeah.
And you can't pass on this piece because then that gives you Brian Thomas Jr. on one end and Ted McMillan on the other end. And then you've got a chance to really start stressing defenses at that point.
Yeah, and I guess it was either Pete mocked Ted McMillan to them in one of his recent mocks. Yeah, and so he's not, and he's another guy that's going to be tossed around quite a bit. I'm going back and I'm looking at my notes, and it's so funny. You can take all these analysts' word and
hang on real quick. By the way, Ted, the latest Pro Football Focus big board.
Yeah,
I think he's 3 overall, like the 3rd best player in the draft. They're saying 3rd or 4th.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, I have to look that up because I think to myself, as much as I would like to see a guy like that, they need to do the other things that we were talking about. For like Trevor's already got one big time weapon to get the football to. Does he need another big one if he can't stay upright? I don't think so.
I agree with you, but the thought of having two guys, young guys on the outside that are in rookie deals for the next 3 years is it's titillating, Joe. Is what it is.
But and all right, let's make this a 10-10 take because this will go a little more to what you're talking about.
Now, Joe C's 10-10 take. Slow smoked and served up by Sonny's Barbecue. Local pit masters since 68.
You can definitely enjoy some delicious Sonny's Barbecue lunch or dinner. Right about now, it's getting close to 3 o'clock. Those hunger pangs are starting to pop. You can just roll on into your area Sonny's. You can pick it up to go. You can enjoy it right there in their dining room or curbside. You can make sure that you get what you want at any one of your area Sonny's. So just imagine what Matt is putting out there. If Trevor had two weapons, how much better would this football team be? It's certainly appetizing to most Jaguar fans to see another star on the edge. This still blows my mind, and it kind of goes to the point that we're talking about. Brian Thomas Jr. had 87 grabs, 10 touchdowns, nearly 1,300 yards last year. He was the dude when it came to this offense at the end of the season last year. Two different quarterbacks playing, two different running backs playing, a lot of other guys mixed in here and there. It's hard to imagine that Thomas had nearly 900 more yards. Hear that? Nearly 900 more than any other player on this football team last year. Just imagine if somebody else could go toe-to-toe opposite him and match him to the likes of a Jamar and a T. That's the 10-10 take. That will make you want a Tet McMillan on that other side or whomever it might be. He had 892 more yards than anybody else.
Is that bad for the rest of their receivers?
Yeah. It ain't good.
That's pretty impressive. Pretty impressive.
Yeah.
I still think the best friend for Trevor would be a run game.
And the thing is that the run game will help him. That other receiver will help him. You hope Brenton Strange will help him, or if they go tight end. All those things are going to work to the plus for this football team. But you still need to make sure that he can operate in a clean pocket with whoever you have you're handing it off to or throwing it to.
That matters.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh, yes.
I mean, also, but at the end of the day, you got to get open. You got to have guys on the outside that can get open.
Yeah.
Do they have anybody other than Brian Thomas Jr. who can get open on the outside?
No, we're going to find out. I think Diami's a pretty good player. I don't think he's great or ready to burst or you're looking at him like, oh, my gosh, they just found a diamond in the rough. I don't know. I just know he did start to flash towards the end. He made a lot of grabs down the stretch, and that will help this football team. I don't know whether Tet coming in as a rookie can do what BTJ did because that was pretty damn special.
But if he does,
oh well, of course.
I mean, imagine that honestly. If he does, and they find a way to keep him upright and protect him,
I just think
with second and third round picks, then you're looking at an offense that legitimately could just outscore people.
Right, but you're falling into that other skill position trance.
No, I'm kind of, but I will say I'm with you at what you said 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
It's really like the first 3 or 4 picks. You got to get offensive linemen in those first 3 or 4 picks.
Yeah.
And if you can get an elite skill guy that you are just completely convinced will be that type of impact player like Brian Thomas Jr., then I'm all right with taking him at 5.
Yeah, as long as you walk out of your war room Friday night
with offensive linemen, specifically guards. Yes.
Well, but if you walk out of your war room, I know you're looking at it.
What happened to the Church of Guards?
Because nobody ever listens to me, so I've given up on it. That's
given up on it already, huh?
Stay on him.
You've been converted.
Stay on him. Listen,
I haven't been converted. I'm just tired of talking about it.
But you act like you don't know.
I am, right? Y'all making fun of me about the guard. And then what were you making fun of me about yesterday? Football players.
Yeah. Just draft good football.
So now I'll just say Tet McMillan. How about that? That'll make everybody out there happy. Yeah, Tet McMillan.
But Tet being drafted that high, I don't know. I still feel like that's a little bit of a reach as well. And if you
look at that Pro Football Focus draft board.
Okay, I'll take a look. This other one was kind of interesting. Rand Carthon. I like him as a good Gator. I liked him even better as a bad GM up in Nash Vegas. But he did not put Ashton Genty in the same pile as a Bijan Robinson or a Jahmyr Gibbs. So let's at least get into that coming up in the 3 o'clock hour. And that's just one man's opinion.
It's probably why he was a GM for all of 2 years.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he wasn't very good at that, but he was pretty good. He was pretty good at that actual position.
So I was right. The PFF board has Tet at 3 overall.
Yeah. What does it say?
McMillan has all-pro potential because of his length, athleticism, and football intelligence. He's a smooth criminal of a receiver. How about that?
Yeah, I like that.
Who was the focal point of Arizona's offense. He's a unique talent who deserves to be considered in the top 10 of the 2025 NFL draft.
Yeah, and we'll do our little draft history where we have fun with the guys that we're taking. There are plenty of wide receivers.
You want me to go over the top 10 real quick?
Yeah.
All right, here's the PFF top 10. Travis Hunter's 1.
Mm-hmm.
Abdul Carter's 2. Tet's 3. Mason Graham at 4. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
There's another interesting one at 5. Ashton Genty.
Okay.
Will Campbell at 6. Finally, some sense.
Yeah.
He's a great football player.
Alignment.
Stop obsessing about short arms.
Yeah.
Jihadi Barron from Texas, the corner at 7. Walter Nolan, another big, bad interior D lineman at 8. Malachi Starks, the safety from Georgia at 9. And Tyler Warren, the tight end from Penn State at 10.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So let's at least surf through those. As a matter of fact, here comes the judge coming up where I'm going to pose a question to you two cats and see what you can do with it. That is just ahead Golf Club of Southampton Wednesday, 2-8-7 play. Get on the tee sheet tonight. Beautiful weather, 9-hole game, skins game on top of it. So call 2-8-7 play. Come on out and join us at the 9 at 5.
More Jaguars, more prep sports, more Gators, more Knowles, more dogs, more golf. Plus original podcasts from your favorite 1010XL personalities. 1010XL.com.
Hello, Jacksonville. This is John Johnson with First Coast Recycling. We buy junk cars. If you have a car or a truck that you're looking to get rid of, then look no further. If you absolutely, positively have to get that car out of there, accept no substitutes. Fast cash is at your fingertips. Just call First Coast Recycling at 904-294-1659 today for a quick and easy quote. Come on, let's take your driveway back.
Need fresh and flavorful lunch? Chicken Salad Chick has scratch-made Southern-style chicken salad in every bite. It's quick and delicious, so why wait? Come taste the best chicken salad today at Town Center, Durbin Park, or Butler Point at Chicken Salad Chick.
Summer in Jacksonville. Sun's out, flip-flops on, and whoa! Well, there goes Uncle Bob into the pool again. Protect your pool deck with Don't Slip Deck Coatings of Jacksonville. Their multi-layered slip-resistant coatings keep you on your feet, not on your backside. Durable, stylish, and way cheaper than an ER visit. Don't Slip Deck Coatings even has indoor options so your kitchen floor isn't a skating rink. Call 904-466-1839 for a free quote and follow Don't Slip Jacks on Facebook and Instagram.
Are you 18 years or older, just got married, just got divorced, or have children? Listen up. Have you done your last will and estate planning? If you have questions, call Matt Hinson with the Hinson Law Firm. Reach him at 527-1700. Office is Jacksonville, Florida. And don't let the state decide your fate.
1010XL's running game takes a giant step forward.
Well, Fred Taylor is the whole package.
Fred Taylor joins Dan and Jeff on the drill. Monday morning running back with Fred Taylor is fueled by Epstein and Robbins and Monahan Jewelers.
E.T. here, and if you've ever been injured in an accident, you have 14 days to see a doctor and protect your insurance benefits. You have the right to choose your own doctor, too. And I recommend McGowan Spinal Rehabilitation, the auto accident experts.
Hi, I'm Mac with Baker Glass. If you've got fogged up windows, let me help. We'll replace them with clear, insulated units that brighten up your home. People say we're fast, friendly, and reliable. Just check out our Google reviews. Call me today. Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
Florida heat is no joke. Is your air conditioner ready for it? At Duck Duck Air Conditioning, we've got a crazy offer just for you. We're giving away free AC inspections to our wonderful customers who now call and schedule. One of our expert techs will come look at your AC unit and make recommendations to ensure it's running at peak performance. But you must act today. A deal this good won't last forever. Call 904-862-6769. Duck Duck Air Conditioning. DuckDuckAC.com. Any required repairs are not included in the inspection.
Are your monthly bills keeping you up at night, wondering how you got so behind? Hey, I'm Roger Moore, CEO of Loan Pronto. I get it. Life is expensive now. Insurance, groceries, cars. And then there's the credit card debt with those obscene interest rates. It's time to regain your financial freedom. And that's what we offer at Loan Pronto, using the power of the equity in your home. We have multiple ways to get you the cash you need, and most clients close in 2 weeks or less, and many don't even require an appraisal. And listen, rates have been plummeting recently. We just locked a homeowner in with an APR in the low fives, saving her over $1,000 per month, and put $10,000 in her pocket. Life-changing money. Whether you're drowning in debt, have a nosebleed rate you got last year, need home improvements, or simply need cash in your pocket, we can help you accomplish this goal in record time. Call us today and get started with no hard credit pull, just a conversation. LoanPronto.com, 904-999-1508. LoanPronto.com. That's LoanPronto.com.
Equal housing lender. NMLS 1661781. Subject to lender approval. NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
The Golf Club of Southampton has plenty going on, from a great round to a round with your buds, soaking up some football and great grub. Every Saturday and Sunday at Southampton, enjoy their game day special. Wings tossed in your favorite sauce and a cold pitcher of beer. Membership opportunities to take advantage of, too. Join Southampton with a paid initiation, and you'll get a $500 gift card. Perfect for golf, pro shop purchases, or the clubhouse. Check it out. It's all happening at the Golf Club of Southampton.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Keeping kids active is a full-time job for parents. Look no further, though, than I-9 Sports, covering Duval, St. John's, and Clay to get your youngster in the game. Spring and summer registration open right now for flag football, soccer, t-ball, and basketball. Plus, all new girls volleyball at Duval Charter Bay Meadows. I-9 Sports with fields and gyms all over 3 counties. And the best thing is I-9 Sports offers sports year-round so kids can always find a sport to play. i9sports.com. Enter 1010 in the promo code.
If you are an experienced electrician looking for your next big opportunity, look no further than the Millard Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Millard Electric, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering you the chance to showcase your skills on a grand scale. We believe in rewarding hard work with the best pay, top-notch benefits, and an unbeatable culture where people actually care about each other. Take your career to new heights with Millard Electric Company. Apply today at millercareers.com. Millard Electric, an equal opportunity employer.
At the First Coast YMCA, you'll find much more than just a gym. We offer many ways to help you become more active, reach your weight loss goals, and find your inner strength. Membership at the Y includes state-of-the-art facilities, a huge variety of fitness classes, and programs for all ages. It's easy to join the Y since it's affordable for all incomes. The Y is a great place to make connections and experience something new. Visit the YMCA near you or online at fcymca.org.
I'm Max Fink with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, brought to you by Chad and Sandy Real Estate. With the draft right around the corner, only 8 days away, 1010XL's Mia O'Brien asked Coach Cohen what traits he wants to see out of any potential D tackle or edge rushers that are potential draft picks.
Can they set an edge and play long and stout in the run game, while also maybe giving you a different version of a rush plan, a little bit of a different wave of rusher that can maybe come in and do some different things in some third downs, get back on track situations that can potentially burn an edge and be able to get off the edge and go a little bit for us. So definitely something that we're looking for.
Defensive tackle Mason Graham seems the most likely selection at number 5 overall. With a hole to fill at the position currently, a top prospect in Graham seems like a perfect fit. It's 78 degrees at 3:02. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Who lit it up last night? Brought to you by American-Electrical.com.
Inside Pajemski, outside Butler, into Edie, around Williams.
Why not?
It's Curry off the screen, fakes, fires, stuck it! He just stuck it! Timeout!
Any team has a chance when I'm on the team, but I know every team has a chance if Steph's on the team. I get to play Robin. That's my Batman, and I don't know who else is. We got all the villains over there, Two-Face and Joker and Riddler, everybody else in the Western Conference. But we got a lot of games to win.
That is rich from Jimmy Buckets, playoff Jimmy. He definitely came through last night. Both he and Steph went off to the point of over 30 points from each of those Golden State Warriors. So they lit it up last night, Leon. There ain't no doubt about it. And what he said was, I'll be Robin. Let's Steph be Batman.
Yeah.
And let's see if we can't go after the rest of the West.
Stay in your lane. Just stay in your lane. You know who team it is. It's not important whose team it is. The important part is that collectively y'all try to win the championship, and they played outstanding last night.
Yeah, and they may get smoked once they move on because I think they're meeting Houston next, which is not going to be tough.
Well, the betting odds is that Golden State is the 7th seed, and they're the 2 seed, but the betting odds is that they're winning the series.
Oh, they do love on.
Oh, they love it on them.
Vegas is loving on.
They're loving on the Golden State.
Okay. All right, we'll see. These two guys, they went over 35 and combined 38 and 39 points, I believe, is what each of them had. And the last two guys to be able to do that in this setting, Steph was one of them. Klay Thompson was the other one. So not shocked by that at all. All right, so you got that from last night. Don't forget American-Electrical. They can light up your world, automation, whatever you want, residential, commercial, generators. Make sure you check them out, american-electrical.com. So let's have an update to our Searcy Sweet 16, the mythical matchup between the 2004 Southern Cal Trojans, led by Matt Leinart, Reggie Bush and company, up against the now national champion defending Ohio State Buckeyes from 2020.
All right, I got a halftime report.
Okay.
30-17.
30-17.
USC is up.
Southern Cal is up by 2 scores.
They are.
They're a powerhouse, man. They're going to be tough to reel in, especially with Will Howard running the show at the point for Ohio State. They're more run.
Well, Reggie's going local. How about that?
He is. I don't doubt it.
Yeah, he's going
That's
local.
47 points in the first half.
Yeah, that's a lot.
There's no defense being played in this tournament.
Like I said, the odds makers of Vegas are just getting paddled right now.
Yeah.
They are.
Everyone's, and this is, again, jumping on the over.
I can't take you serious with that wig on. I just
All right,
can't.
so here we go. If you tune into YouTube, I have donned the wig. I've donned the robe. Okay,
Did you get the zipper fixed, by the way?
I got the flowing locks. TLD had to fix my zipper, and I was very thankful, by the way, that she was able to do that. But she laundered my robe and everything.
Nice.
Yeah, so she took care of it. So the bailiff, he's got his wig on.
Does he?
If you don't mind, it's time.
Here comes the judge.
Order in the court.
I want the truth. You can't handle the.
I need 2 to step to the microphone, 1 taking one side, 1 taking the other, with "Here comes the judge." Court is in session. We say thanks to Chris Campione and Campione Law. They certainly know what it feels like to be in the setting, inside a courtroom. You could be really facing some serious situations. You know you're nervous. You need the right representation. Make sure you get in touch with Chris and his entire team. All local attorneys that definitely can help you. CampioneLaw.com, champions for justice. Now, I need to figure out who's going to be the champion here in this argument, and I made it pretty simple as the judge. This is what we're looking at, lads. One of you has to take one side of the football. The other has to take the other side. This football team needs to get a great player on either side of the football with that 5th pick overall. But I need you two guys to argue what side is more important and who is going to fix that side of the ball. Leon Searcy, you are choosing what side?
I am choosing the offensive side of the ball.
You're going offense.
Yes.
Not a shock, you Pro Bowling right tackle.
Absolutely.
All right, so you're going offense. I'm going to hear your argument first. That means, Matt Hayes, you're prepared to defend the idea of defense, correct?
I basically just do whatever Leon does. I have to do
Okay,
opposite.
all right, that's fine.
That's how we are right
You're
now.
ready to jump in. Listen, Leon.
Some animosity going on here.
Yeah,
Your
he's
Honor.
already angry. He's already angry.
He is.
All right, present your case. You take the offense.
All right.
I need the argument why they have to pick on that side of the ball and who it's going to be.
Well, Your Honor, I'm going to take the offense because last year I couldn't unsee what I saw this offense do on week in and week out, especially up front. Well, I'm partial to. I played offensive line for the Jacksonville Jaguars, and I'm appalled, Your Honor, for the lack of productivity by this front 5.
All of Duval was appalled.
Appalled by it. Inability to move the chains on 3rd and 1. Inability to protect Trevor Lawrence, who is the franchise $275 million quarterback. No tenacity, no nastiness, no ferocity. We need somebody to come in here.
Boy, you are preaching to the choir
that
right
can change the temperature, Your Honor. That's what you need. You need temperature changes, all right? Because this team and this franchise for so long has been dormant. I need somebody to come in here and light a fire in the offensive line. Because if you effectively take care of the offensive line, Your Honor, all the other pieces in place, are going to be functioning well.
Your Honor, let me just interrupt real quick by saying
I don't think
he's
we
talking dirty
recognize
to
he's
me.
not
I kind of like it.
talking.
Okay.
He's not presenting his case. Opening arguments.
All the other pieces are going to be functioning well. Your tight end, your wide receivers, your running back, your quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
So, Your Honor, 8 days from now, the 24th of April, Thursday at 8 p.m., I want this Jacksonville Jaguar team to take Memba, the left tackle from Missouri.
Armand Membo, he goes
Membo.
with. Okay.
Is it Bo or Buh?
I don't know. It's either Mimbo, Mimbu, or Mimbao. I'm not sure.
I don't know, but all those.
If they draft
all
him, we'll
those
find
kind
out.
of,
If they don't,
kind
we
of
don't
rhyme
care.
with bust, so I'm a little nervous about that. So.
Your Honor, we have a hostile.
It does
I just
sound
fact checked. None of them rhyme with bust.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, listen.
We'll have a hostile attorney in the courtroom, Your Honor.
I will tell the bailiff to warn the jury to disregard those last comments, and they will be stricken from the record. All right? Let's have a little order in here, okay? A little respect for the bench. All right, so now we go from the offense and Armand Mimbao over to the defensive side. Matt Hayes, your argument, please.
Your Honor, you're out of order. Opposing counsel's out of order. This whole courtroom out of order, okay? Let me just say this. Let me start by, this is going to be a little unorthodox, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Let's start with that. Let's start with the Titans taking Cam Ward at 1, okay? The Browns, who realize they don't have a quarterback, are going to go Shedeur Sanders at 2. And then the Giants, who also have no quarterback, are now panicking. They have a coach and a GM who both are likely going to be fired if they don't turn it around quickly. They're going at number 3 overall with Jackson Dart.
I just won my over-under bet. 3 quarterbacks taken in the first round.
3
of the
picks
draft.
of the
first
draft.
3
okay?
picks it happens. All right.
So
if
then
you say-
sitting there at number 4,
right?
The Patriots need something to generate a little buzz. They take Travis Hunter from Colorado.
Okay, wide receiver, a weapon for Drake May. Your point, please,
That leaves
counselor.
the Jaguars sitting at number 5 with a no-brainer. Maybe the best player in the draft. Maybe. Abdul Carter. And it is here, Your Honor, it is here where I will hearken back to an expert testimony from one David Campo.
Okay, all right.
Who said
he is known for his defense.
An elite defensive mind, by the way, Your Honor. Let's be honest about this, okay?
Bring him in as an expert witness if you wanted to.
And that cannot be, argued at all by my opposing counsel. Because opposing counsel actually played with the elite defensive mind.
Yeah.
And against.
Please
And
move
against.
on. Move on.
Dave Campo said Abdul Carter can play off-ball linebacker.
Yeah, he can.
So then you're in a situation where the worst pass rush in the NFL last year, and I don't care what the numbers say, they were the worst pass rush in the NFL last year. Couldn't get a pass rush, couldn't cover in the secondary because you didn't have a pass rush. The worst pass rush in the NFL then gets a guy who's had back-to-back 10.5 seasons on one edge, a guy who's one of the top 5 paid edge guys in the league, who had a terrible season after his first year of getting that monstrous contract, and is going to be motivated to have another big season. And then an elite edge rusher, maybe the best player in the draft, at off linebacker. You've got 3 legit dudes to get the quarterback. The NFL game is about the quarterback and getting the quarterback.
I like where we're going with both of these arguments.
if what I say plays out prior in the draft, Your Honor, and if the Jaguars are staring at Abdul Carter at number 5, let me just say I love opposing counsel's argument.
Yeah.
I am all about the offensive line.
He offered a strong argument.
I don't like the pick. The pick, I think you should also be part of your choice.
Yeah.
The pick is not a good pick.
Oh, it's got to be. It's got to be.
The pick is not a good pick.
And the side.
So
Rebut
if
real
Abdul
quick.
Carter is there at 5, take Abdul Carter and significantly upgrade your pass rush.
Rebut.
Your Honor, I don't appreciate the pick is an outstanding pick because Membo could play left tackle or guard.
That's right.
So
And
Will Campbell.
He steps in immediately.
Steps in the middle. Whoever we pick at 5 at the tackle position, it's got to play immediately.
Also, Matt's creating an insane scenario.
Yeah,
Just
he
stop
is.
it, JJ.
He
we don't
is.
need any.
I got a rule on
You're the
this.
bailiff. We
Thank
don't
you,
need to hear
bailiff.
anything from you. Okay, stop.
Thank you, bailiff, for pointing that out.
I'm just here to
because-
help the judge.
Exactly, because he made a series.
Let me tell you something, Judge. If you let a bailiff seriously like skew your decision?
Hey, listen, I need that man on a daily basis, okay, to fight me out of this courtroom. Every once in a while, I get in a little trouble of my own. But this much I do know. If you rattled off a series of possibilities and delivered them as proclamations, as if it was a guarantee,
Wait,
you're going
real quick,
down
Your
a
Honor.
swirly slope.
Wait, real quick, Your Honor, if I may. Is my idea of what could be any more crazy than Membu becoming an elite offensive lineman in the NFL?
He was a combine crush. He really was. Combine eyes on
Just remember that before you throw that gavel down, okay?
All right, I got to make a ruling on this because both of these were sound arguments presented well by both counsels. But in the end, there are two glaring things that are happening. The offense sucked and the defense sucked. So this is not an easy decision to make. But I end with this. The Jacksonville Jaguars, when I take a look at what they were, last in pass defense, 31st in total defense, 25th in run, 27 against the score, 25th on third down, and the thing that gets me more than anything else is they offered up a league low 9 turnovers. Do you know what they gave up average yards per play? 5.9 plus yards per play given up. That must stop. And as a result, I award the win to Matt Hayes and the defensive side of
winner.
There we go.
Wow, that's the first time in like a month, I think.
He was long overdue.
All right, well, listen.
My wall of plaques got filled, so.
Hey, here comes the judge. Don't forget, if you do find yourself needing representation and you're in front of the man with the wig and that scary bailiff over there, just get in touch with Campione Law. Chris Campione's been in Jacksonville. You got to check him out over with the Iceman during the playoffs because he's got a cool presence there. If you need anything, Champions for Justice, that's what they are. You can log on CampioneLaw.com. Okay, I'll tell
If you
what.
like to decompress after a daily mess,
I guess you know all about me.
hitch a ride home with the Frangie Show.
So what do you do for relaxation?
Frangie and Carline drive you home.
Woo! Hey, you want to drive?
Afternoons on 1010XL.
When the unexpected happens, you shouldn't have to face it alone. I'm Chris Campione, and at Campione Law, we're here to fight for you. Whether it's an auto accident or a slip and fall, our Jacksonville team takes care of every detail, from investigating the incident to securing multi-million-dollar verdicts, so you can focus on getting better. And remember, you don't pay a dime unless we win your case. Our commitment is 24/7, bringing you the real support from real people who really care. Campione Law, your dedicated partners in justice. Visit CampioneLaw.com.
Count on Campione, Campione Law.
Frank Frangie here for Bono's Pit Barbecue. Bono's has been serving Jacksonville's best barbecue for over 75 years. And now, catch this. Bono's new limited time offer features an Atlantic fried cod platter with 2 pieces of mouth-watering fried cod and 1 southern side for $15.49, or a fried cod sandwich with 1 southern side for $12.99. You can't beat that deal. And after 1 bite, you'll be hooked. So you better hurry in. The fried cod platter right now at Bono's. And remember, if you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
This is Mark Nato. My son Justin injured his hand playing baseball for JU. Southeast orthopedic specialist performed surgery just a few days later, and within 5 weeks, he was cleared to play in the ASUN baseball tournament. Our family has trusted Southeast orthopedic specialists for years. For any orthopedic injury, let Southeast orthopedic specialists take care of you too.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast orthopedic specialists.
Frank Frangie here. Nimnik has the largest selection of GMC's impressive SUV lineup and the all-new redesigned GMC Acadia and the highly sought-after Yukon and Yukon XL. Save big with the all-new GMC Hummer EV SUV and truck, plus the all-new GMC Sierra EV. Ask how to get an instant $7,500 tax credit on EV models and financing as low as 0%. Visit the showroom off Phillips Highway. GMC, we are professional grade.
So, you finally have some time to yourself. Even if it is just the car ride home, it's you time. And look at you. Do not disturb set before you even got in the car? Impressive. You've earned this moment to just chill and drive. This break is brought to you by Target Zero and the Florida Department of Transportation.
Teachers and coaches get the most out of their Scholar Athletes. That's why 1010XL salutes the Scholar Athlete of the Week.
Brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
And the Plumbers and Pipe Fitters Local Union 234.
Wednesdays on The Frangie Show.
Slacker plumbing.
Yeah, hey, listen, I need a plumber over here
Yeah, well, we don't have any openings for about 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
Yep.
I was just changing the shower head and the water line broke and it's flying everywhere.
All right, 1 week.
What if I throw you an extra $100 to come now?
What's the address?
It's 205.
Oh, I guess he changed his mind.
If you've got a leak that can't wait a week, call Roland Reese Plumbing and fix your plumbing problems fast. PlumbingJacksonville.com.
Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you. For lost or broken keys or nearly any make and model of vehicle, call 722-1111 for Instant Keys locksmith service.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. There was a time when if you handed me a bread basket at a restaurant, you better watch your fingers. Pizza, pasta, bread. Carbs were absolutely my weakness. I'd be lying if I said they didn't have me hooked. Then Awaken 180 came into my life. I've been down every diet road there is, but this is different. It's not just another diet. It's a total reset of how you see food. You know that carb craving that we all accepted as normal? That's gone for me now. Don't get me wrong. I still enjoy the good stuff, but here's the difference. I no longer feel like I need them. So when the server puts that bread basket on the table, I just smile, sit back, and say, nah, I'm good. That feeling of control is all thanks to Awaken 180. I lost 40 pounds in 9 weeks on Awaken 180. Hacker lost more than 110. Baloo is on his way, and you can lose whatever you want to lose. It doesn't matter what your goal weight is. Awaken 180 weight loss will get you there quickly and safely. It's a clear path to success without disappointment. Awaken 180 has changed my life, and it will change yours too. Give them a call at 844-346-1800 or go to awaken180weightloss.com. Trust me, you'll thank yourself.
Out with the old, in with the organized. Mia here for my friends at Closets by Design. Freshen up your home this spring with a custom organization solution. For a limited time, take advantage of our spring special and enjoy exclusive savings on closets, garages, home offices, and more. That's 40% off with an additional 15% off with 12-month special financing through April. Spring on this deal before it's gone. Call today to schedule your free in-home consultation with Closets by Design.
A lot of companies will tell you they're the best. At Custom Tree Surgeons, they show you every time. Custom Tree Surgeons has built an all-pro team. Every tree service professional has years of experience, continually trained and certified. They know what, when, and how to handle any job. It gets done efficiently and quickly by a team of experts. So for tree trimming, removal, stump grinding, and emergency services, forget any name other than Custom Tree Surgeons. There is no job they can't do better. Go to our website, CustomTreeSurgeons.com. That's CustomTreeSurgeons.com. And let them show you how the job is supposed to get done.
The best game day parking in all of Duval is at Tailgaters Parking. Are you ready for some football? Tailgaters is just steps away on the east side of the stadium. Visit tailgatorsparking.com and secure your season parking pass today.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Our next guest is not affiliated with the NFL or Jacksonville Jaguars.
Discussion of injuries is solely based on opinion.
Now, the Bari Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Injury Breakdown.
I'm coming in hot.
Our man, Dr. George Bari, is in the house. Gio! How you doing, buddy?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Bari Orthopedics. He is all over town, scrubbed up, in studio now to hang out with us. You guys got a sports injury question. Dr. George Bari, fellowship trained under the renowned Dr. James Andrews. He can definitely help you. All you got to do is hit the text line, 641-1010, designed by Lifetime Enclosures, and throw a sports injury question our way. Now, it is draft time. We're definitely going to be focused in on that. But we got to bring up NBA from last night. Ja Morant, the dude is just so fun to watch. Nothing quite like throwing the ball up off the top of the glass, getting your own rebound, and throwing it down. You saw that one last night. He's so fun. But anyway, one trip into the paint, he rolls his ankle. He didn't fall on someone else's foot. He just rolled it. And I know it's not like a huge concern, but anyway, what do you think treatment-wise with a guy like that?
I mean, look, any ankle sprain, it's not a massive concern, but it's a concern in the sense that you may be out for a couple days, maybe a week or two. It just depends how bad it is. No one touched him. He just kind of, I think it's right when he landed or took a step back.
Might have taken that one step, but it rolled.
It's nothing long-term that you worry about, but right now his problem is it's the playoffs.
Right.
And that's going to be the biggest issue. If you can't play for a week, that could be a couple games. I don't know when his next game is.
Well, he only has one game potentially. It's a playing game. I think it's Thursday or Friday.
That's the issue.
We can see.
So it just depends how he does. I mean, you could tape it up and spat tape it and, put a brace on, but there's only so much, that's going to prevent it from re-injuring, but there's also going to be pain just walking and jumping and trying to get a rebound and taking a shot. So that's going to be, there's you don't know until you try and see how you do, but it's going to be tough.
Is an ankle candidate for a shot?
Like what type of shot?
The old, what is it, Toradol, Leon?
Yeah, Toradol.
Well, Toradol is just right. So that's the anti-inflammatory, right? You get that. It's an anti-inflammatory. You could definitely take that. It helps inflammation.
Right.
Helps pain. People like that a lot. You can definitely try that.
Well, the Toradol is in the buttock.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
Says the guy who's had
Leon's expertise.
many times. All right, Gio.
I like that he was telling Doc that as if he didn't know.
It's interesting. I'll look into that.
All right, so before I ask you about DJ Lagway, are you going to bring in like some scrub shirts for us? These are like some fancy scrub shirts.
Yeah.
I'm already
maybe once you get me a shirt, I'll get you a shirt.
All right. All right, deal. All right, DJ Lagway. He sat out all of spring, did not throw the ball. He's got a shoulder.
Yeah.
He had the injury, and we don't know exactly what it is. Had the injury in high school. It was either surgery or sit and wait and then rehab, wait it out in rehab. What type of injury does that sound like? And if you have it again after you had it in high school, which was less than 16, 18 months ago, did not have surgery. No.
Yeah. And this is the grayest of gray areas.
So that would be, it's a labrum to me.
Okay.
Right? Because a labrum tear, you don't necessarily have to have surgery. You can do therapy for it. So surgery, no surgery. He doesn't do surgery, then it kind of creeps up again. So I would say that's most likely what it is. You could argue maybe it's an AC joint injury, but an AC joint injury, if you don't do surgery, usually they improve, and you're not sitting in the middle ground after a while. Labrum tears, the problem you can have possibly is if you have like a Bankart tear or an anterior labral tear, and you have some instability because of it.
Right.
And you do therapy, and now your shoulder's stable, but then you get hit, and now you feel a little unstable. So that could be an issue. So that's where my head is going. When I hear maybe you could do surgery, you don't have to do surgery, then you do fine, and then you go back and you have the same problem. And so that's kind of what I'm
right. So the hope is to get through this season and then have surgery after the season.
After the season, because you're going to be out for 4 to 6 months, depending, right? After
So surgery. He could that's what I've been told is that if he had surgery now, he'd probably miss the season.
Okay, but doesn't this seem as the most plausible? And Gio, like we said, that he's just going off of opinion. He doesn't have the pictures or anything to look at.
None of us do, right?
None of us do. We don't know, but that does seem as the most plausible thing to say, hey, he's not going to throw during spring.
Yeah, of course it does, right? I mean, that like you said, that's the one injury to the shoulder where you can rest and rehab, right?
Yes. Right. I mean, you can rest, rehab, AC joint, right? I mean, there's a lot of things, but like rotator cuff tears, but in these young athletes, the most common things that you have are labrum tears, which is the most common because labrum tear, and then AC joint separations are also common. Rotator cuffs are rare in this age, although they can happen, but that's on the bottom of the differential.
Right. Okay. Right. All right, so let's get to a couple of other ones. 641-1010. If you do have a sports injury question, you can throw it Gio's way. That's for sure. I mentioned that we have guys that are coming into the draft with some injury questions. So let's at least hit a couple of them. The biggest one was Abdul Carter. You've already talked about this, and it came out earlier, but a guy that was diagnosed coming through the combine with a stress fracture, and it was called a stress reaction, Gio. Remember this? In his right foot.
Yes.
And they won't say exactly where it's at. It could be the fifth metatarsal with the Jones fracture. It could be something else. We don't know for sure. And his agent, which Leon's very familiar with, Drew Rosenhaus, already working basically putting a spin on it, saying, hey, if he's going to have surgery, he'll do it, but everything seems to be good right now, and he'll be ready to go by the time they get to OTAs. We don't know.
Yeah. I mean, a stress fracture, you can have a fifth metatarsal. Some people get a stress fracture in the a lot of times in the second metatarsal, the distal portion of it, and it can be one of those two things. And normally stress fracture, if you just rest, it should get better on its own. Yes, occasionally you have to do surgery to fixate it if it's not improving, but not many. I would say more likely than not, you don't need a surgery to take care of it. And if you just kind of let it rest, it should and heal by itself.
And college, as a rule, Matt knows this, it's tons of secrecy when it comes to injuries. But Leon, listen to this. Drew Rosenhaus, he said it basically less than a week ago that they had a medical recheck, no surgery will be needed. They still haven't said that after he's drafted that they couldn't end up saying, hey, we recommend it. But that's that's standard Drew Rosenhaus.
He's a spin doctor, of course.
Yeah.
Absolute spin doctor.
Yeah. And so he's basically saying he doesn't need surgery, but if it is a Jones fracture, that would come after the draft.
Right. So yeah, I mean, he's saying he doesn't need surgery yet.
Right. Exactly. Very skilled.
Well, you got to remember who he's talking to. The person that he's talking to that's referencing he doesn't need surgery.
Yeah.
Is a doctor that at the University of Miami, more than likely, Dr. Uribe.
Right.
Is probably the guy he's referencing.
Yeah.
All right, Gio, from the text line. My daughter runs track and plays softball lately. She's been complaining about a pain in her foot that radiates to her knee. Any idea what it could be?
Pain from her foot that
radiates to her knee.
Oh, that's interesting. I think I'd have to kind of examine that and see exactly get a little bit more information. That's not something.
It's not a shin
I don't know.
splint
I don't know what. I mean, is it the front part? Is it the back part? You know, I'm not quite sure. Is it the side? Right, goes up the side up to the knee. I don't know. That's tough. I think that would see them in the office. I'm gonna have to see them and examine them and kind of get a good detailed history.
Right.
To try to ascertain specific information.
Right. So what is a shin splint, by the way?
So I mean, you have periostitis where the periosteum, the covering of the bone, gets inflamed. Okay, and then you also have exertional compartment syndrome. They kind of almost present the same, but a lot of times marchers or military guys will get them, and basically the swelling in the anterior compartment of the muscle swells up, and it has nowhere to go. So you get a compartment syndrome when you have exertion, right?
Okay.
When you run on a treadmill, and there's tests you can do for it called a treadmill test. But those are the two things they almost sometimes present the same, where it's a shin splint and which is periostitis, and exertional compartment syndrome. So those are two things that kind of present the same.
Would a stress fracture radiate up?
Any fracture can radiate.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, in theory, a stress fracture could radiate. You'd get an X-ray. This is why a lot of times when people come to the doctor's office and they say, "Well, I want an MRI," we get X-rays first for multiple reasons. One, you can have a fracture that's not that you don't know about until you get the X-ray, and two, a lot of insurances don't cover MRIs until you get an X-ray, and so you always get an X-ray. It's the easiest, it's the quickest, it's the fastest, and the cheapest thing to do. And sometimes you can diagnose things. Like if you have severe arthritis on X-ray, there's no need to get MRI anymore at that point.
Yeah, very important because that's the most affordable and it's also the quickest approach to it. All right, so we got a couple of other injuries that we will do with the draft coming up next week, but at least one more that I want to throw at you today. This guy may not be on everyone's draft board. We talked already about Will Johnson, him not running, the fact that he had ligaments torn in his toe, and how significant that could be. He basically put off the combine evaluation, the pro day workout, did not run, and basically we're talking about tore some ligaments in his toe in October, and that prevented him from running until mid-January. And we don't really know exactly where he's at. Now, someone's still going to go reach for this cat because he's a very good cornerback.
Did he say which
But
toe?
that's 6 months,
Yeah.
Gio. He's a big toe.
He's a big toe. So what if he has a turf toe, right? Where he
that was the original diagnosis, I believe, was the turf toe.
There are ligaments there, and he probably, if I had to guess, and this is vague, you have sesamoid bones, which are the little bones that kind of look like they're floating around. They're not attached to anything. They're actually attached to things in that foot. And it could be that maybe he fractured it or tore some ligaments off of that, and that's why it's causing some pain. That they do sometimes a sesamoidectomy where they can remove it and some things. But that's where I'm maybe leaning towards, since you just mentioned he did have diagnosed as a turf toe, and now he's still out. It's been 6 months.
Are those little bones needed?
I mean, they're needed. They're there. Look, there are a lot of things in the body that's needed, but you cut them or you take them out, and there's really no repercussions. There is a function for them, right? But you don't necessarily need everything to keep doing what you're doing.
That's a hell of a thing. When
You don't just go
cut
randomly,
something out.
just cut stuff out, right?
All right. Don't forget Bari Orthopedics. You can log on, check out what they can do to help you, especially when it does come to joint pain, joint injury. And they can certainly be found across the city of Jacksonville, BariOrthopedics.com, the official team doctor of the Jacksonville
3-0.
Sharks. 3-0 right now.
3-0 you guys are now?
Yeah.
3-0.
Nice. When's the next game?
This Saturday.
Yeah. And I
At
heard,
the arena?
Yeah.
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 right.
Jeff Prosser's running an ad right now. Great deal for a 4-pack of tickets and
Really?
some vouchers. Oh, yeah. It's good.
Might have
It's a
to
good
go,
time.
Gio.
It's a great time.
So if I go there Saturday, you're going to be there on the sideline right there?
Yeah, I don't know if I'll recognize. I might not say hi to you.
He might blow you off.
How about that, man?
No,
Security.
man.
Security. You're going to big time me at a Jacksonville Sharks game?
No.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll be there. It's a good time.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
all right. Kids absolutely love it, and it's definitely a good brand of ball. All right, Gio, thank you, my man.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, Dr. George Bari in the house.
There are 4 seasons: winter, spring, summer, and Jags football.
To the 5, into the end zone, touchdown!
Jaguar football lives here. 1010XL, home of the Jaguars.
MOV, ING, Southside Kia is moving. Our moving sale is on right now. Help us clear new Kias out. Our current selection's got 200 plus Kias on the lot. Hurry to save big with us. New rides starting at just $20,000 bucks. Plus, bring your tax refund today. We'll double it up to $5K. MOV, ING, get to Southside Kia this spring. Online at SouthsideKiaJacks.com. Get your next ride at Southside. For complete details, call 904-325-9208.
Frank Frangie here for South State Bank. At South State, they believe strong relationships build strong businesses. That's why they take the time to understand your goals, challenges, and vision so they can provide solutions tailored to your needs, like they've done for me for years. South State has always been there for our business and our charity. With a team you can trust and a commitment to personalized service, South State Bank is here to be more than your bank. They're your partner in business. Visit SouthStateBank.com. South State Bank, member FDIC.
Are you thinking about a pool for your home? Blue Haven Pools is Jacksonville's largest pool builder. They've built pools for over 20,000 satisfied families since 2000. It's never been easier to design the perfect pool for your home, family, and budget. Call Blue Haven Pools today at 904-620-0090 to get a free in-home estimate for your in-ground pool, or visit bluehaven.com. Don't let another summer pass by without a pool. Join thousands of happy Jacksonville pool owners in a Blue Haven pool.
For over 5 decades, a true American band. This is America. Encore Tour 2025, an unforgettable evening with America. April 23rd, Florida Theater. On sale now at floridatheater.com. America, live in concert. Produced by Outback Presents.
Interested in a unique date night? Gibby here. I took my wife Nikki to Wick a Candle Bar. She made her own custom candle right there in the store. Shop local at Wick a Candle Bar. Locations in San Marco and Jacks Beach.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On April 16, 1940, Bob Feller of the Cleveland Indians pitched the first and only opening day no-hitter in MLB history against the Chicago White Sox.
Tired of changing out bad sod year after year? Get it done right with Roundtree Sod. Big or small, they have it, and always supplied farm fresh. For a lush, legendary green lawn, call 7414-SOD for a free estimate. 7414-SOD.
Best Bet is number 1. That's right, Best Bet Jacksonville, Orange Park, and St. Augustine have one-card poker, the fastest and easiest card game to learn and play. Play one card at a time, and the highest card wins even money. If the card values are the same, it's time for war, just like the game you remember. You must be 18 years or older to play. Learn all the games at bestbetjacks.com. That's bestbetjacks.com.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Since 1977, we've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler with a beautiful selection of fine jewelry and certified diamonds. But we're also Jacksonville's leading buyer of gold and silver and diamonds from the public. Gold has recently hit an all-time high at almost $3,000 per ounce. Pay bills, buy something fun. Now is the time to sell your gold for cash and get top dollar, or trade it in for a new piece and get even more value at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Right now, they're on their way to disrupt your life, make you uncomfortable, and rob you. Don't bother calling the police. They can't help. That's right. Summer heat and humidity are about to attack North Florida again. You know what to do. Call Mike Merritt. Mike Merritt's Heating and Air has a license to chill. When heat and humidity are attacking you, Mike Merritt provides a comfortable chill at a bargain price. Mike has been keeping North Florida comfortable for 30 years. Mike Merritt technicians are never paid commissions, meaning you'll never be pressured to buy something you don't need. And Mike Merritt knows cooling issues can arise anytime. They don't just happen during business hours. So Mike Merritt never charges overtime fees. When you need us, we're here for you. Remember, in the fight against heat and humidity, Mike Merritt has a license to chill. Visit merrittair.com. Florida license number CACO 50384.
You've got a lot on your plate. The last thing you need is car trouble. At Maxie's Mechanics, we help you keep your cars, trucks, and SUVs running safely. Visit MaxieAutoRepair.com today for honest service, reliable repairs, and peace of mind for you and your family.
Electrical problems? Call American Electrical Contracting. 737-7770. Small jobs or large, they do them all. Work with a locally owned and operated company that will wire it right at a fair price. It's not just a slogan, it's the way they do business.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Now the cool down with Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing, keeping Jack's cool since '87.
All right, my takeaway is the game is over. Will Howard and Jeremiah Smith combined for over 5 touchdowns in the game, but it wasn't enough. It was
five touchdowns.
It was not enough.
Wait, stop real quick. Jeremiah Smith and Will Howard combined for 5 touchdowns.
5 touchdowns wasn't enough. The combination of Matt Liner and Reggie Bush.
This is an AI tournament that's going on right now. Go ahead.
The combination of Matt Liner and Reggie Bush. Final score: USC 49, Ohio State 35.
That's a good one. That's a good one. 2 touchdowns.
That's a bit of a blowout. That might be the first blowout.
It's a 2-touchdown win.
2-touchdown win.
Listen, USC, don't be scared to double cover a guy.
Right. Exactly.
I mean, I like touchdown
number
3.
4.
Right, or 3 or 4. You're like, all right, let's roll a safety on this guy.
Yeah, and by the way, Jeremiah Smith is plausible. Okay, as far as getting that done.
He went for 200.
I love that.
What do you have, like 10 for 200 or something?
In a losing
8
effort?
for 200?
7.
Leon's looking at
7 for 200.
7 and 5 of them were touchdowns.
7 for 205 were touchdowns.
I'm looking at my stat sheet right here. It's pencil written down, okay?
It's unreal how that went down.
7 for 200 and 5 were touchdowns. All right.
Yeah.
The combination of Will Howard.
Yeah.
In a losing cause.
It's a different kind of game.
Yeah, it's a different game. It's a losing cause.
All right, so that sets up. All right, we'll set up the next one. Go ahead, Matt.
My takeaway, first off, Gio's walking out. I said, Gio, I may see you at the game Saturday because I'm intrigued by it. And JJ screams out, this is like right before we come on here, he's a liar. I don't know why you would even say that. Why would you even say that?
Because you're just being nice.
I'm not being nice.
I need a selfie posted to the group chat Saturday of you at the game.
Yeah. I might go to the game.
You might go to the game.
Take your daughters. They'll have a blast.
Please.
Man. I mean,
prove me wrong.
They will have a blast.
I'll meet you there.
Yeah.
I'll meet you there. Don't think I won't.
You won't.
All right, my takeaway is just imagine if that scenario plays out. 3 quarterbacks go initially. The Patriots feel like they need an impact player, not only for Drake May, but to just generate a little juice. And they take Travis Hunter. And then Abdul Carter's sitting there.
You're talking dirty to me, and I kind of like it.
You cannot pass on that. You can't.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been saying offensive line. You cannot pass on that guy. No way.
Yeah.
With the defense, with the way your defense played last year, you cannot pass. If something crazy happens and that guy falls to you, not only that, it also gives you a little leverage down the road. You might unload that contract at some point on the guy that got 7 sacks for $180 million, you know?
Well, yeah, I don't know that I don't think you're trying to fix this. And I am
trying to. There's 100% I'm trying to fix it.
So I don't know that you get a guy and then get rid of a guy.
Not get rid of him, but you might,
Well, you just said unload. That's getting rid of him.
Right, but not now. Eventually down the road, I'm saying.
Eventually. That's fine. Because I'm just saying what's happening now needs to be fixed now.
Yeah, but wouldn't that factor in to the other Trayvon Walker who's going to be asking for a contract? You use Abdul Carter as leverage for him not to get, because listen.
No, I'll give back-to-back 10.5 sacks. I'll give him money.
You give him money?
Yeah, I'll give him money.
Okay. So they're going to have.
But 9 sacks, no sacks for 8 games, 17 sacks, 7 sacks. I'm not giving that guy $180 million.
Okay.
That's my point.
I got you.
Yeah, I feel like the killer in all this was when you're averaging nearly 6 yards a play that you're giving up over the course of 60 plays.
That's
add
stark.
that up. Okay, you're looking at not 3rd and 2. You never even get to 3rd down. It's 1st and 10 after 2 plays, and that is unacceptable. And so that has to change dramatically. Which side did what worse? That's the essence of what we're talking about.
It has to be defense, right? Because the offense didn't have the quarterback.
Okay, but just go back to it. Which side did what worse? Yes, you had Mac. How many games? Was it 5 games?
No, it's more than that.
Was it more than that?
Yeah.
Might have been 7. But which side did what worse? Were you so pathetic offensively that you kept punting the ball away, asking your defense to rescue you and get the ball back, and then they didn't, and they allowed play after play, downs, first down after first down, point after point, and then they would hand the ball back to the offense after the other team scored. And so then you're down 1 score, 2 scores, whatever it might have been. And so it was pathetic on both sides. But you just have to zero in on who you think can be the most immediate impact player. And for Abdul Carter, who I think he's got a little Micah in him. Same size, same speed, same burst, all that stuff.
Same number.
Yeah, 11's a popular number up there for the best player that they've got. And apparently they're going to give that 11 out to a youngster that's coming in now. That's how much they think of this next guy.
I just want you to know that you're sitting there asking us right now, what's worse, the defense or the offense that can't score?
Yeah.
From a team that 11 months ago, the GM said it was the best ever put together.
Yeah,
and the owner, the best ever put together.
If honestly, if you had to do it all over again, Shad, as soon as he heard it, should have fired him right then. Like, okay, let me tell you something, pal. I know a little something about what this team's all about. When I bought it, I know what they did. You're going to try and convince me this is the best roster we've ever had? Yeah, I've written a lot of big checks, but this ain't the best roster this team's ever had. So, out. Now, that would have been great if he had done that, but we all know he did not. He believed it.
Instead, he furthered the lie is what he did.
Well, he believed him. And I still believe to this day, Trent Baalke said that to undermine Doug Peterson.
Oh, absolutely.
And then, in a way, submarined himself because that, quote, best roster this
you can't
team's ever
avoid
had
that, man. You can't avoid that.
Just a disaster.
Yeah, you're the one building the roster, right?
Yeah, and he's responsible for it top to bottom. You make the decisions on who you ink to new deals, who you say goodbye to, who you draft, everything, who you sign in free agency, who you say goodbye to with a lot of dead money that's still on the books, all that stuff that definitely is sitting out there for him. And I just hope like heck the next group, at the very least, they came out of these handful of pressers that we've had leading up to the draft and simply saying things that all of Duval knew. They need to have a more physical presence on the football field. They need to be more mentally tough. They need to be more physically tough. They need to win the classic one-on-one battle that you always refer to. And they did none of that for any length of time this past year.
And you know what? I don't have a problem with these young guys coming. I want some of these young guys to come in with an edge. I mean, you know, because when you're a veteran group, when young guys come in, you try to, you know, put them in their place or whatever. No, I want some guys that stand up. You know, I'm not stand out. I just this team has just been so dormant. I'm gonna say a name and people are not gonna be happy with it. Like Jalen Ramsey when he came here. Mm-hmm. Jalen Ramsey was on edge.
People He's available, by the way.
Mm-hmm. He is available. he was, you know, he was a guy who wasn't. I mean, who was comfortable in his skin. You know what I'm saying?
He did play with that edge.
Yeah, so that's the type of guy I'm talking about.
He was not only that.
It's in the locker room.
He's comfortable wearing the black hat. They need more of those guys that are comfortable wearing the black hat. No doubt about it.
I love this from Hard Rock. They did tweet this out earlier. Does the Jacksonville reunion make sense? In all caps, who says no to this? And it was the Jaguars get Jalen Ramsey and a 6th round draft pick next year. The Dolphins get a 4th round this year and a 7th next year. Well, you're taking the contract. Mm-hmm. You're taking a guy who is less than he was before, but is he any worse than any of the cornerbacks / secondary players that you have right now?
I wouldn't give that up. I'd give him a 6th-round pick. I'll give you 6 for him. I'll
take the contract, but at least they're just throwing out there
because I'm taking the contract, right?
Yeah, because you're doing, if you give him, you're taking the contract, you give him a 6th round this year, and you give away a 7th next year, who cares?
Mm-hmm.
If you got the player.
Well, he's never been a big interception guy. The most career interceptions he's had is 4. I mean, but he's not the type of guy who's going to take the ball away. But I mean, if he can still defend at a decent level,
right?
That's the edge guy I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. In the locker room, that's the edge guy.
Yeah.
And everybody wants to paint this picture that he was a terrible locker room guy, or whatever. I never heard it.
I didn't either.
I never heard it.
He was a PETA. There's no doubt about that.
Oh yeah.
And he wanted to be paid, and he wasn't paid. But at the same time, Gladstone knows a little bit about him as far as his time out in L.A.
Absolutely.
He does know a little bit. And if you didn't give up nearly as much, but you had to pay the freight for him, let's not forget, Jalen Ramsey got an extension or a bump in pay. It had to have been an extension last year with everything that was going on down there with the Tyreek deal. Whenever Pat Surtain got a new deal, Jalen wanted more money. And he got it. And now they're ready to run him out of town. So someone's going to get him, and we'll find out whether it's a lesser version of Jalen Ramsey. Now, this guy's no lesser version than the embedded and shred.
Now, the 2-minute drill. Serviced by Cool Cats Heating and Cooling. Locally owned and operated. We're your neighbors. CoolCatsJacks.com.
The coolest cats in town.
Normally the embedded and shred. We got the French man in here.
I might be a lesser version. I mean, Carline brings the heat now. We might be dealing with a lesser version of what we're talking about here.
He comes in here and goes, we're doing good. We're doing good. Would you take Jalen back? Would you say, come on and back, man?
I wouldn't. Because I think they're building culture and all this stuff, I wouldn't. But if you told me tomorrow it happened, I wouldn't hate it either.
Yeah, you heard what Leon said, though.
What did you do, Leon? What was your answer to that?
Say about the locker room, because honestly.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't mind someone coming in that has a little edge to him.
Yeah,
you know?
Well, that's right. And you know what? There's times that's been missing down there.
Oh, absolutely.
I hear you. So, but I wouldn't. I've told this story before. When the legendary time when he got yelled at by Dave Caldwell.
Yeah.
And Coughlin. Remember he got.
Oh yeah.
Well, it was on the road. We were walking to the bus after the game, and I was 10 feet away from him when he's on the phone with his agent. Oh my God! It might have been the angriest player. You talk about edge,
yeah.
And I'm not supposed to be hearing this,
right?
But
right.
I'm on one bus. He's on a different bus.
Was it one of those get me up and get me out of here?
Yeah. But I'm thinking, wow, man, it was stuff that, whew. I mean, I've heard people mad before. And he was talking to his agent.
Yeah,
and you could tell the agent couldn't even get a word in. You know, it's one of those conferences.
And there were 4 people in that room, and one of them got blamed more than the other one.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think we all know now. Dave's the one that was really
TC got.
People thought it was Tom. It was Dave. Dave will tell you that. Dave was the one that was. But anyway, I walked to the bus with Jalen. I'm like, ooh, that's pretty ticked off. I'm just saying, that's a mad dude. All
right, what are y'all hitting?
Today it's a couple things. Brett Hastings is going to come in. We've got sports and courts as always. I want him to break down the Nico thing. And Matt, you probably understand it better than I do. But wasn't he if he's under contract to Tennessee? And he says, I want more money. Can't they just say, no, you're under contract?
I don't think that's how his contract was written.
It must not. But I want to figure, and nobody really knows that, but I want to see but he's going to really kind of break that down for us, because it's fascinating to me how that stuff works. So he's going to be in here. And then we're going to start doing, between now and the draft, we're going to do a different Jags room every day. We're going to do the wide receiver room today. Go through all of them, starters, backups, who would fit, what kind of player, an outside guy, a slot guy. We're going to do that. We're going to do running backs one day. We're going to do offensive linemen. We're going to start our position / draft preview for the Jags. Starts with wide receiver today.
All right, sounds good, Frank.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it, Frank, Hayes, JJ. They got it coming your way. I will be heading out to the Golf Club of Southampton with a little 9 after 5. So call 287-PLAY, 9-hole game, skins game, food afterwards, prizes. It's all there. Come on out and join me at the Golf Club of Southampton. All right, Big Sirs, we have, give us the final one more time from today.
A route.
It was a route.
It was a route. 49-35. USC.
Over Ohio State.
Over Ohio State. Tomorrow, 2019 LSU. 1996 Florida Gators.
Oh, you're a savage. You are a savage. All right, that's a good one. We will look forward to it. Big Sirs, Matty, Joe C, and JJ.